जी फोटो डेडिकेटेड है कौन सी है
classroom. Okay, so you can see this googleclassroom.com. These are the classes with me. I have this class and this, so I have designed because we are not using this Google Classroom in my Gmail account. Okay, this is a Gmail account, but I have a classroom at the IGNOU Mail. That is our thing, and we are using different platforms, so we are not regularly using this one. That's why you are. But I will explain you how we can go about. One thing is you can go to the classroom.google.com and sign in using the Gmail account, or otherwise what you can do is, this is my mail. Okay, this is my mail ID. 1 minute, this is disturbing me, so I will keep it. Yeah. So another one, what I can do is, see, this is my Gmail ID. Okay, this is my Gmail ID. Here you can see there is a app. Google Apps are there. Once you open the Gmail, the Google Apps are available here. Click here, and also you will find the classroom. So directly you can, from when you open the mail and directly you click on this app, then also you directly go to the classroom. So there are two way, where one is you can open with the Google Classroom.google.com and sign in, or otherwise open your mail and from Google app you get into the classroom. So there is a two way you can get into the classroom. So first of all, I am in the classroom. I logged in with my Gmail ID. So these are the details are available. These are the already available classroom. So you no worry about this, why this is displaying. But so once as a teacher, first of all, I'll take you as a teacher. We will see the teacher role. Then I will demonstrate how to add the student and what will be the student page, how the student will view the classes. That also we will see. So right now we are in a teacher mode. So as a teacher, what are the things you need to do, that we will discuss right now. So once this place is available to you, then what you have to see is, here there is a plus symbol is available. This plus symbol help you to create the classes. Okay, so we have to first, once open into the classroom, then you have to press the plus symbol. So if you press the symbol, there are two options coming, that is join class, create class. Join class for student, create class for our teacher purpose. Okay, so when we are talking about the student, we'll ask them to join the class, and when we are into this one, we can create the classroom. So as a teacher, I'm going to create a classroom. Okay, it will ask you the terms and conditions, then everything, the using the classroom at the school or with the student. Okay, so I understand the terms and condition. I click it and continue. So now this is the classroom. You have to create the class. So naturally we have to give the name for the classes. So what I am going to do is, right now I will demonstrate our own school information. So I have downloaded the 11th, I mean 10 plus 1, 11th standard biology subject with me. So I will create the class for 11th standard biology classes, so that you will also come to know that you can able to create the classes also. So what I am going to do is class 11. Okay.
Training hadapti by Labba Mismikang Puru, yes.
Colon. So I will give that class 11, because class 11 have many subjects. So I am going to do is biology.
Dr. Dr. Maitri, just a second. So what in the chat, everyone is writing that most of them, they are using this Google Classroom. So maybe we can skip this part and go directly to the how to upload. Maybe they are doing it, then they must be doing the other aspects also.
Yeah, ma'am.
They are Google educators. That's what everyone is writing.
They have this, they know about this one.
That's what they are writing. Everyone is writing about that.
Okay, okay. Just quickly I will create so that
Yeah, just quickly go through it. Oh, thank you. Thanks.
So this is the class name I am going to give. Section maybe section A, and subject is biology. Okay, and room you can give, or otherwise you can skip it. And then I am going to create this one. So once it is creating, it will be, the class will be open into the the class will be open here. So it will take 2-3 minutes. So from the scratch I will tell you how to do. That's why I have created new classes. So right now this since I have put the word biology, automatically this the picture is created based on the biology subject. It is created. But suppose if you want to upload your own picture of the 12th 11th standard biology book itself, the picture, if you want to upload from here, you can select the file from your computer. That means the book cover page of the book, or otherwise the cover page of the school or anything. You can select it from your computer. Then that page will be displayed to you. Or otherwise you can select the theme from here. There are a lot of themes are available. Since I have put the science, so it is coming like this automatically. Or otherwise also you can select from this theme. Science and maths theme, you can select it. These are the things are available. So biology, that's why it is taken. And art subject, if you want, then you can select the picture from here and do it. So this is the way we can change the color of the picture and everything. It is there. So once it is created, this is the code. This is the class code. That code will be shared to the student, so that student can log in and then they can use this code, and then they will come to the class for this particular class. So we will keep this code, and we will see how we can invite the student also. So this is the home page of the information, and then we will come to the place where you will have this type of information. So in this information, we can see this. Yeah, you can see this is the communication. That means the first, you will see there are 4 columns, components are available in the class. That is the stream, classwork, and then people, that student, and then marks. So these are the 4 things we are going to use for our own classroom situation. So right now what you have to do is, see the procedure I will tell you. Why? Because so we are creating, this tool is available. We are creating any place you can go, and first of all you can invite the people, then you can put the classroom information, then stream. That is not, you have to go the procedure, so that will be helpful for to organize your class properly. That's what we are here to explain you, how to organize the classroom. Otherwise you can, the platform is there, it is a free, then anybody can do it. The organization is very important for the classroom. So that's what I want to tell you. So how to share the something to the student. So here I am going to click here, and for the class it is showing to you which class, because you are the class teacher for many classes. So right now I have a 3-4 classes in the Google Classroom. So right now I am clicking on the class, this one. Or otherwise you can select the information. If it is a general information, you want to put all the classes. For example, tomorrow is a holiday, we will not upload any content in our classroom. So this is for all the classes. For example, I have 4 classes. This is for all the classes. You can click all the classes also. The same message will be placed in the different classes. So right now I am not going to the other classes. I will select only biology, and I'll request somebody is annotating here, and the screen in my screen. So this symbols are coming in. Please don't annotate. So this will be disturbing to the other participant also. So next what I will do is, here I am going to write here. Okay, so first message, I am in the classroom, I am going to write here, all please find attached the syllabus of biology. You can download and keep it with you for your reference. Okay, and do all the activities. Just is only the general information, and read the chapters. All the best. As a teacher, I will put the information, and as I said, attach the syllabus. This is a general information, I want to post it here, and I said attach the syllabus, so I have to add the syllabus here. So here I am going to add it as a file upload, or as an introduction if you have an introduction video, or in the YouTube, or if you have a link, or if you already uploaded in the Google Drive, that also you can take it with the thing. So now I am going to have a file upload, and after this one I will see this where to upload here, and see, for example, I am going to upload here, browse it from my computer, my laptop. So I will select this material here. Okay, so this is my biology stream. So this file I will upload here. It is uploading to the thing. So this is coming here. And as I said, this will be available to the classroom, and I already uploaded, and I will post it. Okay, once I post it, so this information will be available when the student log in. This information will be available to the student, so they can able to see it. So this is also, I can edit it, delete it, and the copy link, and I can also pass it to the thing. So this is the where the student will download, and then they can able to see on this thing. So other also you can do it. Again, you can share the information to the student, how we can share it. So I can say that if you have an introductory video about the particular classroom, if you want to speak it and then upload into the Google, in the YouTube, that also you can put it, or otherwise you can put as a general information that this is, for example,
Dr. Maitri, can I just request one thing?
Yeah, ma'am.
There are a few questions on the Google thing. Dr. Manas will post, and maybe after 15-20 minutes, you can shift to Canvas, because everyone is writing they are Google trained, Google thing. So maybe it will be repetition for them. Or you can just go through quickly to browse through these slides, and we can move on to Canvas.
Okay, ma'am.
If that is convenient to you. I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
Thank you very much. And a few questions is coming. And first question is there any option to use Google from without getting access to Google Chrome? This is one question.
Yeah.
Without getting access to Google Chrome.
Okay, so with access to Google Chrome is a browser. They don't want to use the browser?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, say Mariam is asking first the question, that is there any option to use Google from without getting access to Google Chrome? Means I feel that. Yeah, please.
There is no problem. They can use it in the Mozilla, or otherwise they can use it for the Internet Explorer. From there also it will be access to them. But only thing is, if they are using the Google Chrome, then they may get the what do you call that? There's an extension. They can use it for their own extension and all. So
Madam, is it possible to download the app and use Google Classroom application?
Yeah, there is a desktop app is there. So Google Chrome desktop app is there. Then they can download the desktop app and then they can use it for their teaching learning, instead of going to the Google Chrome and then doing this classroom this one. That you can download the desktop app, and then that is also possible to do the thing.
Okay. Next, one more question that Ant is asking: what are the limitations of Google Classroom?
So yeah, so when you are using this limitation of the classroom itself, that if you are going with the general Gmail without using the Google Suite, if you are not buying the Google Suite, because you know that Google Suite also you can buy it, that is a very nominal price. Throughout the year you have to pay around 2,000 in Indian money, that is 2,000 around rupees. That then the entire Google Suite is for a year. They will give you the suite, that then you can have a Google Classroom and all. If you are using this general Gmail, then you will have a very limited, less than the 100 student. This much only you can access. For example, if you are going for the Google Meet, also less than 100 student only you can give the access to them. That is a limitation is there. But when you are going with the Google Suite, if the institution purchase the Google Suite and all, and there is no limit for that, because that the Google Suite is with you, that you can have a number of student, a number of student you can add it for the Google Suite also. So I'll quickly run through this one with the classroom, where we will have directly to the assessment part. That is the part where you may have this one. So I will have the yeah. Is there any?
Dr. Maithili, there are two very important questions I found because they have already completed the level 1 of the Google Classroom.
Okay.
So
Okay.
very important question and interesting question I found. Wilson is asking what are the extension tools we can use on Google Classroom, number 1, and another one is Leela Hussain is asking like to know more about the rubric features in Google Classroom. So these rubric features in Google Classroom. Yeah. So these two questions you can address, if you can address during your presentation or in between, that will be great.
Yeah, definitely. See, as you said that this is the classroom, very simple one, and because they can able to do this material upload that is there, because everyone will upload into their Google Drive, and then YouTube and all they can use easily. They can do it for this one. But when it is coming to the assignment and quiz, so there are some of the concept, some of the thing we want to highlight in this assignment and also quiz. So that I will take care here, because as you know that basic information about the uploading material and creating the topics and all, everyone knows about this. And I will directly get into the assignment, so that we will see how to set up the rubric in this assignment, and then how we can evaluate using the rubric. That I will take care of. First assignment I will tell you, and then also the quiz assignment I will take to you, because this quiz is aligned with the Google form. In that Google form we can use it for the some of the extension. For example, if you want to give the certificate after, I mean micro certificate, not about the class completion certificate and all, but you can say that to appreciate the student, you can give small batches or small appreciation with the thing, or otherwise you can use the time setup also, because general quiz will not allow you to do the time setup and all. We need an extension that I will tell you how to do that also. So let me go into the assignment first. So this is the we have to give the title for this assignment, and then you can select the topic and all, because right now I don't have a topic with me, so I did not create it, but I will definitely tell you that how to do it also. So this is the title I'm going to give this assignment on chapter 1. So since this is, we have created this biology thing, I will continue with this one. So you can give the instruction to the student of how to go about the assignment, how they will have to think that the assignment should be like this. So you can give this saying that they submit the assignment. Um, so you can say that on, for example, 20th September 2020. Okay, then you can say that the assignment question, you can give the assignment question itself, or otherwise what you can do is you can say that the assignment is attached here, and then you can tell them that how to evaluate and all the things you can do it. So here I'm going to there is the please add your answer and submit. It carries 5 marks. And all the instruction, whatever it's 2 mark, minimum for 2.5 mark is a pass, whatever the instruction you want to give for the student, you give it, because you have to actually you have to send up the instruction here, so that will help the student to I mean, they may not ask you again and again what I have to do, and all that. Clear information should go to the student. So here I will add that one, otherwise I will create one file here with the Google Doc directly. Okay, creating this one. Otherwise you can add it also with the, if you have a file that you can add the thing here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, so I will have some, I'll take some question here, because since this is a okay, so I will write it here. Why are living organism classified? Why are living organism classified? So I'll write it here. This is of only one question. Why are living so this is the only one question. So I will share it and then save it here. So I'll share it to the class, this this one. So I will put it this one, and I will come to the classroom. So this is created. I can say this so this automatically the name will be coming to here. Then I can save this okay. So then I will say that student can make each student will have a copy, so that it will be coming to me for the evaluation. So now this is the thing. I will have this I said it's a 5 mark, so I will put the 5 mark here, and due date, as I said, that it's 20th, so I'll put the 20th, and time I will give the last time, so it will be coming to this one, 20th, 23rd, and this. So you can create some topic if you want. You can create it. This is the chapter 1 topic, so I can put it like this, chapter 1. So now it's coming to the rubric. So what is rubric? Let us see how. So rubric is a way where you have to have a clear picture of the structured evaluation method. That is we used to call as a rubric, because once you set the rubric, it is easy to evaluate. For that, just clicking this, going through the assignment and evaluation will be the easy for you for giving the thing. And also student able to see the rubric. Suppose if I put if I give this much amount of the answer to this one, then I will get only 1 mark, and if I explain more, that whatever the criteria required, then that the student will get the know about where I am standing. So that is the why rubric is very important, because nowadays teachers are asking to create the rubric for their own understanding. If rubric is there, then student will also see that how much mark I have to take to fulfill that. If I want to get the 5 marks out of 5, then they will come to know that what are the information I have to put it in my answer. So let me create the rubric here. Okay, if it is already created, no problem. If you want to reuse the rubric, that already, if I created that, we can take it. Or otherwise, if you have a sheet, if then you can import. If you have a Google sheet, that you can import it also. So right now I am going to create here. So this is the thing. You are going to create the rubric using this for the assignment. So this criteria is available here. You can add more criteria if you want. So right now I will give the criteria requirement. For example, this is on okay. So now I will write it here. The criteria description you can give that. For example, I can say that average. Okay, if it is the average, I will give this the description. This is the criteria description. That means the living organism. That's a chapter. We can say the chapter 1 assignment, or chapter 1 on topic. It's optional, because you have to little bit elaborate on this particular living organism. So this may be you can say that explain So I'll give only 1 point if they only explain to this. So the level, I will say that average. So here define living. Okay, so this is the thing I'm going to define it. I'm going to define it here. So just only definition. If they put only one definition, then they will get the average. Then what I'm going to do is, next I'm going to add the next level. Okay, so next level I am going to add this particular thing. So you can write this point. If they'll get 2 marks, and then the level may be good. Out of 5 it is so level may be thing, and here I have to so where is the point 1 I have added. Okay. So here I'm explaining, so I have to give the point 1, the point 1. So in the point 1, I am giving this, for example, if I say this point 1 is average, okay. So then description, if they explain, for example, find living organism. So I'll write it like this. So here next one is, so I'll go for the point 2. So here I will say this point will be the 3 mark, and this may be a 4 mark. Okay. So for this, for the number of okay, it is coming descending. So I'm going to give this as a good. Maybe they explain living organism with one example. Okay, and this in the third I will say that very good. If the description explain listed the classification. Okay, if they are able to list the classification, then I will put the I'll give 3 marks to them. And if I going to the 4 marks, I can say this is excellent. Okay, so then I will say that explained each classification. Okay, so this is the one one I'm going to give. If I want to give the mark 5, okay, then I will say that outstanding, and I'll say this explained each classification with example. Okay, so in the one here I'll put 1 mark maybe. So this is average. Okay, so they have to, if only they define it, if they only define or something, then I'll give the 1 mark. So I'm not giving them that 0 marks. So if they have not attended, then I will put the 0 mark here if they have not attended. That also you can create as a rubric. You can also create 0 mark if you want. That also possible. You can give the a negative mark or otherwise 0 mark. Title is fail, for example. I can say that not attended the or otherwise not provided the answer. Okay, so this is the criteria I have set it for this particular question. So like that you can create more criteria, that is you can add to the next criteria, and then points you can set it for the other question. Like that you can go on add on to the criteria for this one. So right now I have created one, I will save it, this one. So here I don't want this criteria, so I will delete this criteria. So this one, only one criteria I have created, I will save it. So now this rubric is already saved. This is available in your assignment, in the assignment. So you are taking this rubric for this particular assignment to evaluate this particular question. So right now what I have to do is that how to assign this one, we need a student. So right now I don't have this student with me, so that I cannot evaluate with this. I will add one student here, so that we will see how we can evaluate this particular assignment. So I'm going to invite the people. So I add the people here. So I will write this one mail ID. Um, Okay, I'll take this student and then I invite it. Or otherwise also what you can do is you can copy this the ID and then pass on to the student, and then they can also join it. So I will go to the incognito, because that will be the easy way. So I will go to the Google Classroom directly as a student. So as a student, so I have to go to my mailbox, so that I will get the link, or otherwise I can directly join the class by giving the class ID. So I'll say, I'll go to my classroom, and then my so this is my code. I copy this code, and I'll come to this next page and give the code. Okay, and I'll join it. So let's see how my this so this I already, you know about this, how to do it. So this is the teacher student view. I can say this student teacher has created this one. So I can go to the class work. Okay, so this is my assignment. So a student can able to see this rubric. So in this way I have to get the rubric for my assignment. So this is the rubric. Student will also know about the rubric, and I can go to the Google Doc. Okay, so this is the file. I'm going to do this. So I can write what I will do is, instead of typing, this I cannot copy it. So anyway, I'll go to this one. These are some of the material I have. So just for our own this one I should not copy it, but anyway, so I copy this and paste it like this. Okay. So, and I put this turn in. So I can put it as a turn in. So my my assignment will be submitted here with this. So one student has submitted. So I will go to the teacher mode. This already you know that since you are teaching this one, you will come know about this, how to evaluate also. So just I want to tell you that. So so assignment, you will come to know that assignment will be assigned will be coming to you. That assignment you can evaluate. This assigned to me, that I will evaluate. Even you can give the commands also here, or otherwise what you can do is you want to give this to them. This is the assignment. So I'll go through the assignment, and then I'll say this is the rubric. So this point, and then you can also see the rubric, how it will be like the points, all the points are available here in the rubric. So you can select that. So okay, I will select this, and this will be saved here. So the rubric mark will be here, that 2 marks I have selected based on this answer, and whether this will be available. If it is a classified with the examples and all, explain with these points and everything, that you can give this mark here, and then automatically the mark also for out of 5 it will be coming to you. And you can keep the private student that go through the chapter 1 again, study well or something. So you can post it, and you can return to the assignment. Okay, so I'm giving the mark, that 2 marks. So I'm giving the return to the. This way, your authentic way, you are giving the mark to the student. So now this is assigned to this one. So mark is given, and you can go to the classroom, and then you can see this. You have evaluated one assignment. So this particular student, you have given the a mark out of this particular thing. So this is the way we have to give the assignment. So one assignment I have marked as a teacher. So this is the way you can give the assignment evaluation with the rubric. So is there any question I can answer?
Maithili, one question is Leela Hussain wants to ask, and that question better Leela can ask her own. Leela, please unmute your mic and ask your question. Leela Hussain.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one feature in this Google Classroom which talk about guardian mails, which allows teachers to send, I think, mail to parents regarding student work, whether they have completed or uncompleted. So I would like to know how it is done, because I know about the feature, but we haven't used it yet.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that this one? Because the mail which you are going to do with this yeah, since I don't have that much student with me, so that I can take it up. Yeah. Next, is there any questions is there?
Please, if you
So
have any,
regarding
anyone is
regarding
any question,
regarding the rubric and all.
please unmute your mic and ask.
Hello, can I
Yeah.
ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay, is my voice clear?
Yes, miss.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I want to ask whether actually some of our students join the class before the teacher. When we make it visible, they just join. Can we restrict the students to join before the teacher?
Using this, which platform you are using for this?
Google Classroom.
No, Google Classroom on the
Classroom link.
so it's a live one, or otherwise they are coming for that for studying purpose or otherwise. Because yeah, so you see that if it is for example, if you are creating any assignment or anything, that you can see that that is, you can mark it as a later, you can do it also, that you can hide that student, so that that can be not visible to the student. When you are getting in, then only they can able to see the material or the content that is also available here. So I can.
So my
Excuse me, may I jump
Madam.
into that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the question was about using the Meet link in the classroom.
Yes.
Yeah. So from the
Okay.
actually, there is nothing much teachers can do about it. From my experience, I am telling. But from the Google Class, we can hide the link till
Yeah.
we give access to the students. So 5 minutes before teacher can get into the classroom and then ask the student to join. Otherwise, there is a feature which is controlled by the admin of the school. So from that, it can be adjusted. Then when it is done through the Google Classroom, unless the teacher joins the link, students will not be able to join the classroom. That will be only done by the person who has the control of the admin.
Yeah, that is available. See, for example,
sometimes, sorry.
Yeah, you tell me.
But sometimes our students, just when we make it visible, we know that we can make it visible and invisible, but when we make it visible, just as soon as we make it visible, they join. That's why sometimes we think that is there any particular way that we can control it. That's why I asked. Okay, thank you very much, madam, and one who answered.
See, that you can hide it and then you can open when there is, but in the Google, this one, what do you call this, Google Meet also, if you give the link to the student, then they can join, but because that is a open, this one, we don't have the control on it. The only thing is you have a control to switch off their mic and all, that is there, not like a Zoom that the host will once they will click on open, then only everybody can join in. But Google Meet is not having that much facility. Also here also, because we are using this thing for the controlled way, and this is not on the basically it's not on LMS. This is a classroom additional to this one. Because in LMS we can track the student, here we cannot track, only we can track the assignments, and then that is the thing. How much the content they have completed, how much the instruction they have followed, that tracking system is not possible. When they can log in, when they can join, and all the things, this is with teacher cannot see with the report and all. Only we have to get the analytics from the admin, then only we will come to know that this particular student joined this time and all. This is for a general classroom situation where you should not have the control on it. Only thing is you are providing the content to the student, and they will read as their own convenient. That is why we are using this Google Classroom instead of going into the classroom situation. Right now we are in the pandemic, we cannot go to the classroom situation. We are using this Google Classroom for managing the classes or material. That is what we are going to give to the student. So then I will come to this the another one very important one is what do you call this, is a assignment. That is also you can the quiz which you can go with that, that also possible here, that you can create the quiz using this particular thing. And you can set the rubric definitely that rubric. If you are proper if you are creating for yeah, assignment with rubric, kindly I request you to follow the rubric clearly thing, because this will visible to the student also. Then they will may able to they you have to justify with the mark with the rubric, or otherwise they may ask you that why you have put it me 2 mark, why for him that. So rubric is a very good concept, so that we can easily define, and then the clear transparency of evaluation is there for that. So next one is that this Google form. I will tell you that how to create. If you have already with you, then that also you can do it. For example, for this chapter 1 itself, I am going to give that you can say that participate the is um, this what I'm going to write is here um, before attempting the quiz, quiz, please go through the material, um, material and participate the quiz. Okay. So what I am going to do is here, I can give some material to the student from the Google Drive and all the thing. For example, if I want to use this YouTube link, so for example, I have some the YouTube link related to the particular subject. So what I will do is I'll go to the Google YouTube and I'll select this the chapter 1. For example, I want to give living organism for class 11th. So that I will select it. Some of the thing it is coming, but before taking any video, I will go to this. I will give the OER content, open educational resources. I don't want to use that. If anybody have the copyright issue or otherwise restriction with their own video, then I will go for my filter here. Okay, in this filter, I will select the Creative Commons. This is the, then I will get the OER based, that is open education, where they used to tell that this video can be reused in your teaching learning purpose. So I will take this video, for example, if I click this video, and then this is going up to 47 minutes. So I can see whether this is a OER based video and all. So I can go through this as a teacher. I will go through, first of all, as a teacher, I have to go through all the material, go through the video before giving to the student. That is the one thing we have to do it. And another one that you have to see this particular video is OER. See here also the licenses, that Creative Commons attribute license reuse is available. So I can use this video to my classroom situation. So I copy the link and coming to my assignment, coming to my classroom, then I paste it here and search for this. So this video, sorry, I take this particular, copy the URL and coming to this classroom, and I'll paste it and search it. So this video will come to here. So this video, I'll stop it. Okay. Okay. So this video, I am telling them that you study before thing. So I can move, arrange it also. So this way they can see, or otherwise I can put the hyperlink or file upload everything. They, before starting this, this they can able to study and then attempt the Google form. So I can click this blank form. You know that this will be created using the Google form, which already we are using this Google form, but this will be directly getting into the quiz format, so that you can able to create the quiz here. So you can add the quiz, or otherwise you can give the you can create the quiz with the multiple way of the thing. See, for example, I want to say that that I can here also I can give the instruction to the student, like for example, if I want to add this picture for this particular thing, I can select that from the camera, or otherwise I can from the Google image search also. I will say that living so I can insert some of the picture in this Google form itself. So the picture will be available to you. In this picture, you can ask any question, like for example, some of the question you can write it. You can say that, see the picture and answer, and select the option. Okay, so these are the some of the things you can write it, the classification. For example, I will say this is the one, some question I will say. So here I will write okay. So this is a multiple choice question, and then you can give the answer. So I'll paste it one by one. Okay, so this is the way we can paste it here, and then you can set the answer key. Okay, so that will be the answer will be the for the question one. The answer will be the A. So I will put this answer as a A will be the answer key. So A will be the answer. I will put it off, and you can add the feedback for incorrect answer. You can say that read the chapter 1 again, and for the correct answer, good. Okay, you can put the feedback for this particular question. So that will be the thing, and then I will give the mark for this particular this one mark for this particular answer, and then I can say done. So in this way, you can include this the picture and all in the question itself, and then you can move for the next question like that. And you can give the section also. You can add the section if you want that in the next section. That may be a section 1, for example. 1. Section 1, then you can give the thing, and then here you can put the question. The next question also you can put, or the match the following, everything you can form, true or false, match the following, and the multiple choice, and then select, drop down menu, and all the things you can ask for the student to submit the question. So the next question also I will take this question, and then I can put it like this. Okay. So you can go with the see right and wrong. You can jump with the negative. For example, if the student is student says that yes, I can write it here, and so this is the one, and I can say that this for 15th question, this C is the correct answer. So I can put it like answer key. I can put this as a correct answer. And if you want to add the feedback, that also you can add the feedback. So this is the way you can add on to this. And if you want to set the timing and all, you can go to the extension here, add on, and you can plan for this add-on. One add-on is there, that is form presenter with the timer, that you can select this. Okay, you can install in your this is the third party thing that you have to install in your as a add-on. You have to install it, then you will get the timer also, because the general quiz you will not get the timer, but if you have add-on to this, then you can have the timer also. So that is add-on to my thing. So you can see this is the add-on. I can say that this timer, you can set up the timer, and okay, you can give the title as a okay. So I can give this also. Here also I can give the name. And I can go with the timer control. So now I will say this time for how many minutes. It may be a 5 minutes, and you want to allow the break and all, then you do it and then publish the form. Okay, so and then you can down it. So this will be sending to, this question will be available in the classroom here. Okay. So the picture is loading. So this will be the available to the students. So let me see this, how this assignment is available with the student role. So I'll go to the classwork. So once I prepared all the things with the Google form creation and all the form creation, I have to assign to the student. So I will give, this is for 5 marks or thing, and then I have to set the due date, when will be the last date. For example, I'll put it on 20th, and time I can say this is the last time, and topic maybe I can say this is the chapter 1 topic. And I don't have a rubric. If I want to same rubric, if I want to select that reuse rubric, I can the same rubric. If already you have created the rubric, then that also you can select it for that using of the rubric also. So and then I will assign to the student. So this will be assigned to the student. So I can use this for mark, and then I can go to the with the. So again I will refresh it. As a student, I will get the assignment. So here the chapter 1 quiz is there, and then I can click the quiz. Before that, I can watch it also. The data is there. I can give the answer. So go to the next session. So I will say this answer, and then I can submit the so I can okay. So I will submit the quiz. Okay. I can, as a student, I can see the my mark also, why this is the wrong. So feedback I have given. This is read the chapter again. Here I have correct answer I have selected. So in this way, as a student, I can see my result also automatically. And then as a teacher, I will go here and then I can see the marking. So now this I can see the mark because one respondent is already answered to this one. So it will be the answer mark is the so 0 mark, and so there is a 1 correct response to the student. So like that you can see the add the quiz here with adding to the timer and adding to the you can add the, even if you have they have submitted, you can set the some credit or like that also you can set it. You can insert this one, you can control it. If you have a true or true question, if it is yes, they can go to the other section. If it is no, they can go to the other section. That control also you can do it based on the answering of the student, that you can move to the other question and all. That is also possible. For some logical quiz you can create using this form. Not like that other quiz that if it is no, then they can go this way, they can go like this. That type of logical question also you can put it in the quiz format. That. So if you have any doubts on this quiz, then I can try to answer this for you.
Dr. Maitri, there was a question that can students access to Google Form through their tablet? And the second question was, can we set timer in assignment? And I think that you have responded already, the second question. But the first question was, can students access to Google Form through tablet?
Yes.
So Okay.
That irrespective of any device, even mobile also, they can access the Google Form. It is access through anywhere. Even through mail also, we can send it through the form. That is also possible. So there is no for that. But the for timer for quiz, you can set it. For assignment is a open-ended assignment, that you may not able to set the timer for that particular thing, because this is open-ended. The speed of the student is maybe vary from student to student. For assignment we cannot control the timing, because assignment always you have to create for open-ended assignment only. That student can lesserly they'll go to the go read the content, and then they will make the notes on it, and then they will go for the assignment, because they have to fulfill the rubric also. So for that assignment, please don't set the timer for assignment also. But yeah, especially for quizzes you can do it, because that is a one time they can immediately see the result for the quiz also. So for clearing their concept, you can create quiz. For deeper understanding for that concept, you can go for the assignment and all. Is there anything else for this particular assessment?
Any questions any one of you have, or otherwise Dr. Maitli can move forward? So there is a question, can G-form access without Google Chrome? So
Yes, ma'am. That is the Z form is a you can use this for example, you can use Explorer. Then that also you can use it. You can use it through Explorer is possible. I will have, if I have an Explorer, I will immediately demonstrate to you. So
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
yes, yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, to make drag and drop questions, what type of extension can we use?
Drag and
Drop
yeah,
questions.
I will.
Or how to make that? Is it without extension? Is it possible to make it?
Yes. Drag and drop, you can use it with there is no need for these no, drag and drop, it's not possible. Only thing is you can have these multiple what you call match the following, you can manage with this, but drag and drop, it's not possible with the Google form, because they are not having that type of option here. We have only the option with the question is these are the options they have, like drop down menu is there, and then multiple grade and all. For that you can go to the other option, like for example you can go to the hot potato is one of the one of the assessment tool. This is an open source tool that you can take it, and then you can insert in here in your Google Drive, and then from the Google Drive you can call the here for in the classroom, and then student can access that assessment where the drag and drop, filling the blanks, and so on and so forth are available. You can use the third party thing for the assessment, not for the here only you can give the quizzes with this type of thing. As I said, you have a minimal logic is there, yes or no logic is there. Using that you can use it for that. For drag and drop, you can say that is a hot potato is a very good assessment tool. You can use it that for your classroom situation, where the student can practice for the self-assessment. For self-assessment for the student, that is a very good tool for you for that. It's an open source tool that you can use it for. Here it is only options are like this only. This many options are there. So anything else? If I come across any extension, that I will tell you if you have. I mean, Dragon.
If there are no questions, then we can move on to, if you are done with the assignment, video upload and audio upload. Maybe the few of them they have done, or but you can continue with the assessment part if something is left. Maitri?
Yeah. So if you want that, so I will tell you this, how to jump from, suppose some of the question I want to tell you that how to jump from one section to other section. Suppose if you have a 2-3 section, that also it is possible for the thing. For example, this is the required thing. And also these 3 points, you can say that if it is a correct based on your section, yeah. So you can see this is the option here as I created one multiple choice. Then you can see there is this question they have to answer. They cannot skip this question. So that means you can give like this purple color symbol and all. Then if it is this right side, then the student must attempt this question. Without that, they cannot go. And this one, okay, this one give you that, like for example, go to the section based on the answer. If this section go to the, if it is a correct answer, so if I click this, if it is a correct answer, okay, this is a correct answer, and then they can go to the section 1. So after this one, they will move to the next section. If they are wrong answer, then they will follow the some of the questions. That I will tell you how to do also. See, for example, this is a section 1. Okay. Then what we will do is, I will create okay. So I will I'll create one more question here. Some logical question, we will take it from here. See, for example, I will tell you for these two, if they have correctly answered, if they have correctly answered, then they can move to the these 2 questions. If they have answered this wrongly answered, then they will have to attempt these 3 questions, these 2 questions. That logic we will have, so that I will arrange the question. Okay. So first, what I have to do, this question I have created. This question I will create now as a second question. I'll copy this. And once the student attempted one question, so you may not able to possible to create the other question. So I will create another assignment quickly, the quiz, so that you will able to find the logic. Okay. So quiz, I will name it as a quiz logic, so that I can add this one. So this blank question I will create here and put it as a name here. Okay, so now I will create one first one section. So this section 1 only the description only. After the description, for example, go to this. Okay. Then the section 2. Here I will say that for example, section name. For example, I will say that one. So I will put like this, and then I'll put the question here. Okay, and I'll come to this place and then copy the 4 option, and for 2 the correct answer is D. I'll come here, this I'll close. Okay, so option, I'll place the copy and then I'll paste it here. Okay, so D is a correct answer, so I'll put D as a correct answer and I'll give 1 mark to this particular thing and then done. Okay, so I'll add one more question. So this question I have to put copy and I paste it here and I copy this, paste it, and for 1 this is the second one is the I think correct answer. This I give 1 mark and this will be the correct answer and I'll say done. Okay, so now what I will do is these 2 questions I have created. If they both the thing correct, then they will have to the next section. So I will say that so this section I will add 2 more questions. And okay, so this is the for 3 question number 3 as a D is the correct answer. So I will put D as a correct answer key and D, and I give 1 mark to this one. Okay, done. And one more section I will create, that is called, I'll say section C. The last I will add this section 4, I mean question number 4, this one, and option copy, and this may be the 4 for 4. D is the right answer. So, answer key, and D will be the right answer, and I will put 1 mark and done. So now let us see this option. This I'll delete it, I don't want. Now we have a section C, B, and 1 logical question is there. So now let's see how we can set it. This one here, okay. So let me see this. So this is the correct answer, and then that will be the required answer. So I'll put required answer here, and I click on this based on the answer. Okay, I even shuffle this one so that student cannot able to the same the shuffle method will not be same for all the student. Every time it will be shuffle and then come to this one. And let me see that, go to the section based on their answer. So what I will do is, if this answer is correct, then I will say go to the section B. Okay. Then if answer is wrong, then they will go to the section C. Okay. So they'll go, all will go to the section. If it is wrong, then they have to go to the section C. If there is the correct option, then they will go to the section B and do the answer, shuffle the answer. Similarly, in this question, what I put, like this is also required question, I'll say this, that shuffle this also, and then I will say go to this one. So if it is a correct answer, then I will say they will go to the section C. If it is a wrong, then all will go to the section B. So like that, you can give the logic on this particular question, so that the student can, like, they may not able to same or will not be there, they cannot answer that. Based on the answer, they will move to the some other section to answer the question. So in this, you can build like this. Okay, so everything is, I have set it, and you know that there is a lot of color version, and then you can background, and also you can select the font and all. For example, everything will be the playful. For thing, you may choose the images, so that the student will be the they can feel I mean good when you give the colorful question bank. So that will be the way you can send it to the student. You can color change it, background color and all other things you can manage with the play with this themes options and all. That will be the this one. So once we have selected on this question, all the thing, okay, now we can move to the our own classroom. So this will be created. You can click and then preview that one. So this will be all the things will be like that. Okay, let me close it. And this also I will close it. So now this is here. I can set this mark. So this may be a 4th question is there, and then 4th question, and I can put the due date and time, and after that the topic which I have set for the chapter 1. If you want to select the rubric, you can select it and then assign to the student. So this will be assigned to the student here, and you can see that when the student get the assignment, I'll go to the student page. Okay, I'll go to the classes. So now I can, from here directly I can go to the thing, because all will be coming to the student. I mean the home page itself. So this is there, and I can click as a student. So this will go to the quiz. Okay, next, because I have created the section. So the section is coming here. Only 2 questions only, because based on the answer, they will go to the other place. If, for example, if I put it, and if I put this answer, and then I can go to the next section. So B section is coming on, and then I can select, and then I can go to the next, and it will be coming to me like a logic way. I can submit it. So this is the way you can submit the you can put it the logical way. One could see that there's, after completing this one, they will get the next section. After completing this one, they will get the next section, like that. That you can go use using this quiz. You can create the logical way also. So if you have any doubts on this logical question creation, you can ask me. This is not only for the classroom. You can directly also you can create your own quizzes based on this one, and then you can place it. And this can be created for your own the survey method also. For example, if you are using the Google form as a survey, collecting your own research purpose. For example, if you want to collect the data from the student or collect the data from your own paper or research method, you can use this type of logical question for collecting the data also. For the Google form itself, you can create like this type of logical way thing. Not only for the question answer, but also you can say it like yes or no. For example, if you say yes, then you do this type of questionnaire. And if this you say no, then other set of question will come to you. Like that, you can plan it also. Is there any anything you want more on this type of thing? Then I can answer.
Dr. Maitri, there is a question that Shahima has asked. Shahima, would you like to ask the question yourself? Shahima has asked that is there a way we can create a quiz form in which students cannot move on to the following question without giving correct answer to the present question? Shahima had this question.
Yes, it's possible because if it is wrong, then you can say that. So as I mentioned here, for example, if it is correct question, if they are not able to say correct answer, or then what you have to see is you can say that this your answer is wrong. Again, you go through the material and come back to the quiz. That also possible. It's very much possible. You can set it like that also. For example, if you want me to do that, you can create the quiz that's saying that the yes, no, and if they say no, I have not studied this course, this chapter well, then you can say that if say no, then you have to give the link or URL and all. They will go through that. Again, they will come back to this. If it is a wrong answer, you can say that you stop the quiz directly. You say that go to the quit. Go to the exit. You can say that exit and then come back again, or otherwise read it again. You cannot stop in between. You have to say, if it is wrong, you have to do something. You have to give some assignment. For example, reading the link, or otherwise reading, watching the video and all. After going through that, again they will come back and do the set the quiz. If it is correct, then they will move on to the next question. Like that also you can set it. That is also possible.
Okay, are there any questions on this, or otherwise, Dr. Maitri, we are left with only 10 minutes. If you just want to show how a video can be uploaded, or if you can find out video from any website or so, or teacher made video, because we are left with only 10 minutes now.
Yeah, ma'am. So the thing is, what you have to do is, as I said, that you can create the content here. And also you can what you can do is like for example, you can create the content using this material, using this, adding this to this. As already you know that you can take to the YouTube thing, and then you can place it here with your own for example, if you have a URL and all, you can put it and then you can place it. Or otherwise, what you can do is add a link with this one. So if you want, like for example, you want to search some of the material using this Google form. For example, I will say that same topic I will take this. So apart from the classroom material, like our own syllabus material, otherwise, like for example, the course textbook. Apart from the textbook, you can give more information by taking that Google search engine, or otherwise you can go to the specifically that OER based content. That also possible. Why I am saying always that OER based? Because we are using online platform. Okay, if it is a classroom platform, you can share my content without asking me. Also you can give them saying that you can read the content, and then I can say that one, because you are limited people are there, that maybe plagiarism or otherwise your copyright issues may not come that way, because you are giving the smaller group and all. But when we are in the online platform where anybody can access the your classroom, or if you have the class ID with you, with if the student get the ID, that anybody can join. That is the this. You cannot control the student by joining or and all, because this platform here using the open platform and all. Yes, if the organization mail is not there, then that may be a problem. Otherwise, that anybody can join in the anybody classroom, and then they can check it also, because this is an online one. So what you have to do is you can better opt for the OER based material, so that reuse is use is possible in the CC material, Creative Commons material, the licensing material. So that is what I want to tell you, that you can go with this setting, and advanced setting you can see that, and there is a column here for usage rights. You can go for the Creative Commons license. So now if you say that advanced search in this, and you can find some of the material. Okay, the Khan Academy material is available here, and then you can see this is suppose if you are going for this material specifically, so this material is coming up, whether we can use it or not, you can see. So you can see the licensing, whether the licensing is available, CC licensing is available or not. That you have to see it before using this content. So that is very important. By searching this content, you have to see your own whether that is I can reuse in my classroom. That is the very important thing. So for example, if it is a Wikipedia, I can say that this will be that you can go through and then see the license available here. So you can say that this is the creative license attribute. So that license they are asking, they say that this can be a OER. This is the license you have to see, Creative Commons license. If it is available, this material can be, I can share the material for the reference material. So I can take this link and coming to my classroom and add the link here and add it to this. So this link will be available to them for the extra reference apart from your own content. So I can add the content from the file itself. Directly I can upload this content, whatever I can browse it, and I can use it for the chapter one, and I can upload here for the student. So student can see the material. This will be available here. Okay. If already what you can do is the two-way, directly you can upload, or otherwise what you can do is you can add the content in your Google Drive. First, you collect all the material, whatever the material available you want to share to the student. For example, if you have a PowerPoint presentation with you, that also you can put it in your Google Drive, that in the Google Drive. So that you can able to do the directly you can take it instead of searching this one. So for example, Google Drive, I can see this, the Google Drive. I will show it also. In the Google Drive, you can see the automatically that Google one drive also will be created. So all the things will be available in the classroom. Okay, so these are the folders. These are the classes available here. So right now I created this class for you. So I can click that all the chapters which I have uploaded here will be available in my Google Drive itself. That is the thing. The assignments, the whatever I am creating in my classroom, all will be available in your own mail ID with your own Google Drive, that you know already. So here what you can do is you can upload all the material, for example, folder, whatever you want to create it, you can create and then upload the file here. So for example, I will upload some presentation. If you, some presentation, for example, I will upload the OER presentation for demo purpose. So this will automatically uploaded in this particular folder. So back on what you can do is whatever material for this particular biology 11th standard section A, you can upload it with this one, where whenever you get the material, you are going through some material, you put it in the drive. Okay, so when you are planning for your class, then you can call it from the drive directly. You can call it from the drive for here. So recent upload will be available here, this recent upload, or otherwise I can see from my drive. These are the things, folders are available in my Google Drive. So I can directly copy from the for example, if it is an assessment, then I can say I can take some of the topic here and then I can take it from, for example, I want to take this and then I can insert here. Okay, so that will come to your own platform. So directly you can load from the drive. That is also possible. Or otherwise, what you can do is you can create directly from the slides and all. You can directly create from here by creating, and the Google Doc will be created to you, so that this is the presentation is created for me. So I can say this, then I can say it like for example, chapter 1, okay, chapter 1, then I can insert so you can as the slide, you can also add new slide. The next slide will be coming to you, that you can like type it, the whatever whatever you are going to present it, you can type it directly from the PowerPoint presentation. And using this presentation, okay, using this presentation, you call all the students live online, and you can present it also using this one, instead of going to the Google Meet and coming, that only presentation online. How you can do is, after creating the presentation here, you can present it right now. So right now I am presenting the presentation, and this presentation in this, and then you can ask the question also currently, that the question itself for the first slide, for the second slide, I can pause it here, and then I can for audience tool and all, I can speaker notes, they can take it here, and also they can raise the question here. You can, for example, you can start it. Okay, so question appear here. This slide link, a student will get that link, and then they can able to post the question also. Ask, directly they can ask you that explain again, like that they can submit it. Okay, so this will be coming to you that particular time. You can stop the presentation in that particular time, stop it, and you can ask, the student can ask from this link, they can ask the question for this particular topic, and after that you can move on to the next slide, and then you can present it. So that is also possible using this. Currently you can create this one, all the presentation, whatever you have presented, the current live presentation will be uploaded here, and student later they can view this one with the all sort of the presentation and everything will be later they can able to watch it. They can able to watch it. They can the notes and all, everything will be available here for the later use also. In this way you can use this type of Google create presentation, documentation and all, that you call all the student live and then ask them to write in a document, create the document, share the document, the live they can paste it all their comments and all. So in this way you can make the class live without using the Google Meet and all. Here also you can use with using with this type of creating the live thing is possible. So this is the way you can build up the content in the material. You can build up the content. So I'll say that maybe.
Dr. Maitri, maybe we need to just wind up in another 3-4 minutes, please.
So this is the thing where you can go, I mean, do the content, because content already you know how to create the content and all, that's what you have said. But this is the way for the live presentation also you can make using the content. So if is there any query, I can stop this one, stop sharing so that we can stop this presentation now and we can carry on with the, if you have any doubts, otherwise we can stop this.
Any questions, or otherwise we'll stop. The rest of the things Dr. Maitri will carry on for tomorrow. And of course, she will explain and let us know about how to work on Canvas as a platform.
Yeah, tomorrow I will start Canvas from the beginning, and then that is also one of the learning management tool that we will see.
Any questions last, and then we otherwise we say bye for now.
Madam, I think we can wind up because it's already time up.
Okay.
Some
fine.
participants might have other activities planned.
Yeah, okay, fine. Fine, Mr. Hussain. So thank you. I must thank each one of you. Earlier, I know it was many of you have done Google, but few of the features maybe Dr. Maitri said, and then now you are liking it out. Firstly, thank you all of you. And I thank Dr. Maitri for her excellent presentation, and we will see you tomorrow, each one of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.